Welcome to Talk Dirt to Me, where two farmers shatter myths and take on the top issues facing America's farmers. Here's your hosts, Logan and Bobby Lee.
What's up, everybody?
Yes, another wonderful good evening.
It is. That's what I was telling Bobby Lee. I got a little extra bass in my voice tonight.
Is this still all continuing from the flu?
Apparently, I'm just never going to recover.
There you go. Well,
I've coughed. If I had $1 for every time I've coughed today, I'd be a very wealthy man.
Well, dang.
Yeah, it's annoying as hell. I hate that. We got the popo or somebody going by.
They are coming.
Yeah. That's one of the things where I've always said, like, I hate a stomach bug, but the only good thing about a stomach bug is, like, it's in and then it's out. You know, like, it's like I feel like it's like 24 hours.
Yeah. Yes. Sometimes, shoot, even shorter than that.
Yeah, like 12 hours.
Like you puke a couple of good times and you're ready to go.
Oh, man, no, I usually, if I get it, I'm going to puke like 307 times.
Oh, dang.
And I throw up from my legs all the way up. Like I'm sore, like afterwards. I feel like I've been beat up.
What a pleasant conversation to start off.
I know, it comes out my nose.
Oh, gosh. I don't think I've ever done that, maybe more than a time or two.
Really? Yours don't come out of your nose when you get the stomach bug?
I mean, I think the only is, I would think it should only come out of your nose if you're like trying to hold it in. You can't
no, man. For some, it's like so violent whenever I throw up with the stomach bug that when I go, it's just coming out. I think if it could come out of my eye sockets, it would come out of my eye sockets, but it just violently comes out my mouth and my nose.
I must be just a relatively healthy individual.
Yeah, you just don't violently barf.
Yeah,
I haven't. Knock on wood. I ain't had the stomach bug in about 3 years.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you the last time. Yeah,
but
I better.
I'll be coughing a lot tonight. You guys will be all right. Before we get in too much deeper, we got a couple of things we guys need y'all to do. First, we need you to hit that like button, hit subscribe, comment below, and if you're watching this on YouTube, then we ask that you hit the like button and let us know what you think of the show. Let us know any questions you have. I do still urge you to go to our website, talkdirtpodcast.com, to submit your questions because it's hard to keep up with them outside of that.
Yeah.
I was thinking tonight, I'm pretty sure I've got some questions that I told people we would answer, but they asked me outside of our emails, and I don't know what they are.
Yeah, if somebody reaches out to me, I guess like Instagram or sometimes in my YouTube comments, and sometimes even on the Talk Dirt to Me YouTube comments, like, man, that'd be a good question for us to really dive into on the podcast. And it's a shameless way for me to be like, you're gonna have to listen to the podcast if you want me to answer that question. But then I'll even like screenshot it and try to save it.
Well, that's what I was just looking to see if I had any.
Yeah, we got a few other things going on besides just recording a podcast every week. So it's easy to get lost in the fray.
Yeah, I'm trying to look here and see if I had any. I could have swore somebody had messaged me, but anyways, guys, I do ask that you leave us a little love there. Leave us 5-star ratings on Spotify and on Apple, and the video. We're putting the video up on Spotify now, so check that out. Let us know what you think of that. And what else I need to do?
Check out agzaga.com. TalkDirt20 is a discount code. You'll use at checkout. That is $20 off a $50 minimum order and free shipping. Shop around, get all the good stuff. Use the discount code. We appreciate it.
That's right. Yeah. Hell, I don't know. I was looking here. I can't freaking find the, I know there was a question somebody asked me, but I don't remember. I do got a funny thing. You follow News Channel 5 on, well, you don't get on Facebook.
Like our local News Channel 5?
Yeah.
Negative. I get on here's my routine. When I get on Facebook, I immediately, there's like our local sale barn. I like check just to see what they're, sometimes they'll be like, hey, we got a nice group of heavy bred mama cows. They're going to be here this week. And I'm like, oh shit, I need to go buy those.
Yeah.
And I'll look at some of the classified farming pages or just marketplace in general. Yeah. If I'm like
on the prowl.
Yeah. Well, I'm just like, I'm sitting.
Oh, you're taking a shit and you got to have something to do.
I mean that potentially, or I'm just sitting there waiting on my kid to get done with ball practice or something.
I gotcha.
I mean, to mindlessly scroll and waste 5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not on Facebook officially.
Well, News Channel 5, this is our local. I'm a WREG Channel 3 kind of guy if I'm going to use it.
Yeah. When we used to watch, but I mean,
I don't ever use it anymore. But unless there's like, when the tornadoes are coming, I like to tune in. But I got tickled. Listen to this headline. This is a real headline that Action News Channel 5 shared.
It wasn't like a spam account.
No, this is 100% real. U.S. deports a gay asylum seeker to a third country where homosexuality is illegal.
That's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah, literally. News Channel 5.
So we deported a gay asylum seeker to a third country.
Yeah, see, they even left out third world. So whatever moron wrote this.
So that's what I was about to say. So is this the third time we've deported him, and every time it's to a different country?
Where homosexuality is illegal. No, it's supposed to be third world country.
Is that the third world country that he's a citizen of and where he's from?
I don't know. But like this tickled the hell out of me because I was like, so now, because here's the deal. They deport a gay asylum seeker. For starters, if they deported him, he was already here. But if you're going to come here seeking asylum, I'm pretty sure you have to file for asylum before you get here.
Yeah, yeah. An alternate headline would be
illegal immigrant gets deported.
Illegal alien gets sent back to his home country.
Yeah. That's what I read this to Marcy, and I said, it should say.
A guy got a free ticket home.
Yeah, illegal immigrant gets deported is what it should say. Because it's like, why does this matter? U.S. deports a gay asylum seeker to a third country where homosexuality is. What the hell? Like, is ICE and these guys now supposed to, like, when they're deporting these people, they're supposed to be like, sir, what's your sexuality? Well, and then depending upon their answer, they're supposed to say, okay, we got to send you here.
We have to identify. Like, I mean, I don't know if I get picked up illegally in Mexico and they're going to say a straight man is deported to a country where heterosexuality is legal.
You should say, I'm a gay man, and maybe they'll send you to like America.
But I mean, would they care that, hey, he's straight and he's going back home where it's heterosexuality is cool? I mean,
I got a feeling they're not going to care.
Why would that even matter?
Yeah.
And so the opposite should not matter. And I know people say, well, it's because he's going to be persecuted for his sexuality in his country. I mean,
I hate to be mean, but that's not our problem.
Yeah, not our problem. And I mean, that's, between him and his country. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, a lot of us were blessed to be born here. And then, I don't know.
I just thought it was so bizarre. I was like, what a weird headline.
It's the whole weird thing. And I understand our immigration system. It's broken. It's probably the process of going through it legally is probably way more complicated than it should be. But immigration good, illegal immigration bad.
Plain and simple. Yeah, that's one is a crime, one is not.
Yep.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, it's like, unfortunately, if you come here illegally, you are a criminal.
Yeah, it threw me off when it just said third country. I'm like, so we just keep sending him back to different places?
They're like, we're going to keep sending him to anti-gay places every time until maybe this gay gets the point.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I'm assuming it was supposed to be third world country. A couple other little current events. You've been following Hillary Clinton being questioned?
I caught brief headlines, but I did not. I mean, I'm happy to say I have not thought about Hillary Clinton in a while until I saw a couple of those headlines today, and I just scrolled right on past.
Man, I had to watch some of them because I've gotten tickled. Because now she's claiming that she never met Jeffrey Epstein, and she may not have.
Oh, I don't. Bill was obviously like
best friends with this dude.
But I kind of have gotten the impression that Bill and Hillary really don't hang out much.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder when's the last time they slept under the same roof.
When do you think the last time is they had sex?
How old is Chelsea?
Oh shit, I don't know. She's probably a little older than you, isn't she?
Yeah, she might be close to 50 even.
You think that'd be the last time? You think it was strictly for procreation purposes?
I don't know. Of course, because when Hillary was running, they showed like some pictures of her like back when she was like in college. It's like, she wasn't unattractive.
Yeah. Was she not?
No, I mean, and I don't know that. I mean, again,
what was she on like a scale of 1 to 10?
Well, I don't know because I wasn't alive during those days. Obviously, they dressed a lot more modestly.
Well, you got to base it off today. I don't know.
Base it off today because like all the girls, like they're all like half naked everywhere they go anyway. And that grabs your attention. I'll admit.
It does.
There's a reason they do that. Sex does sell.
Yeah.
I would have said back in her day, like compared to her time, I said she'd probably been like a solid 8. You know?
Wow, really?
I mean,
wow.
Maybe I'm being generous, but
dang, let me Google a young Hillary Clinton.
You know dang good and well, because Bill, I'm assuming obviously he was a very charismatic, he should have been able to pick up ladies even as a young man, I would think, even before he was pretty big into, famous.
Yeah, I mean, she's kind of got like a librarian look to her there.
Well, yeah, that's one picture of her, but yeah, I mean, like no, she's not ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she's right there. She's not ugly.
Yeah.
But she's so hideous on the inside.
Well, yeah.
Must be the thing. She's just so ugly on the inside.
Well, maybe that was from being around Bill too much. I don't know. Oh.
I think she sucked the life out of old Bill.
Okay. You think it was the other way around?
Oh, yeah. Well, I say that. I mean, Bill obviously is not I don't think faithfulness is a real strong suit of his.
You think she drove him to go into
other
Epstein
women?
Island?
Probably. Yeah. Well, see, and now the questions have gone to, she was being questioned about whether or not she knew him. And now they're like, what about your husband and Jeffrey? And she's like claiming that they were buddies before anybody knew what Jeffrey was doing. I'm like, Bill was like naked in a hot tub with this dude. Like Bill knew what was going on.
Yeah.
I'll never be convinced that Bill wasn't like in on it.
Well, and like there's that,
the painting,
the painting of Bill in a dress. Like, I don't know, maybe they were just doing some goofy psychedelic drugs and I don't know, but like, I've got a lot of buddies that
you don't have a painting of me in a dress at your house
that I'm like really close with, and like, obviously never done anything like that level of shenanigans, but like do some goofy shit. Like, I have no portraits or paintings of any of my buddies in dresses, nor do they have any of me in a dress.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not a thing.
No. I mean, and Bill was like very elegantly posed in that picture too.
Yeah, that was just a whole weird thing, but
it was weird. Let me see any other good ones. I did see the new Yellowstone or whatever's out.
The Marshalls with Luke Grimes.
Yep.
What's his name? Casey.
Yeah,
Casey.
I like old Luke. He's a Nashville dude, I think. Actually, I think he's in Tennessee.
Yeah. I listened to a couple of his songs he's recorded.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know he did music.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check it out. Well, there you go. There's that. On the farm bill, I know we said we would update you guys. There is no update because it snowed like
government.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and they did have that.
It snowed like 17 feet. They actually postponed everything. My liaison, our informant, I guess, with the Farm Bureau, she texted me and was like, they're not going to be voting on the bill or nothing because it's of the freaking weather. But there is something I forgot to mention when we were talking about it last week. And that is they've actually, on the USDA beginning farmer loans, they've actually increased the amounts with this farm bill.
Well, I mean, that only makes sense because everything is so damn expensive now. Like,
and that's the point.
You're talking about the maximum limits you can get for like operating loan,
Yes, I had at one time I had that wrote down here.
Is it for both operating loans and for like farm purchases? And,
yep.
Yeah, everything. Yeah.
If I can remember the amount. Let's see, when we talk about that? That was last week.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm trying to remember, what did it used to be for like if you want to purchase land?
Well, here it is. I got it right here. It used to be 600,000.
Okay.
And that was the beginning farmer loan. It's what I used. It's what I used to get started.
It's about the farm I live on now. And I had to split it, but I used a little bit of that on the second.
You split it with farm credit?
Yeah, because I didn't have enough left, which it had to have been less than 600,000.
I was gonna say, did you pay that much for all that?
No, I was about to say, yeah.
Because how many acres is your place?
Where I live.
Bobby Lee lives. He bought, what was it, like 5,000 acres when you bought it?
Well, I mean, 5,200.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, in the house, he built like a 12,000 square foot house on there.
I mean, that's the main house. The farm's 80 acres. But even both of the farms that I bought total don't exceed.
Well, why did you have to wonder why did you split finance it?
I thought it wasn't that much. I thought it was like 300,000 at that time or something.
Man, I thought it was 6.
I'm trying to do the math in my head. But
what year did you buy that?
So I bought the farm that I live on right now. It was like the end of 2009, beginning of 2010. It was, by the time we closed, it may have been 2010.
Yeah. Maybe at one time it was actually, was it 300,000 at one time?
I don't know. And then, because then the second farm that I bought, it was in like 19. It was kind of the same thing. It was the very end of the year and it kind of spilled over into the next year.
Yeah.
It definitely spilled over into the next year that time because we had a government shutdown.
Oh, yeah.
It totally like delayed me by like 6 weeks. Because it was, the loan guy was like, man, we were ready to close like 2 days later, and then the shutdown.
I remember that.
It was back like 6 weeks.
I remember that. I don't know. But anyways, it says the old limit was 600,000. The new limit is 850,000. And see, I think this is a good thing because land prices are only going up.
Well, and even on operating loans, like
and those have increased.
Yeah, the cost to put in a crop today versus 10 years ago.
The old limit was 400,000. Now it's 750,000.
That's for operating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the guaranteed farm ownership loan. So this is like, if you can make it cash flow, you could go buy, like this is just a big guaranteed loan. It was 2.3 million. Now it's 3.5 million. So you can really jump off in there. And the old operating loans used to be 2.3 million. They've upped it to 3 million. So I meant to say that last week.
Which I did use their operating. I think I did 1 year.
I'm sure you did when you first started with them, when you bought that farm.
Well, I'm talking about like when we first started buying calves, though, when we would buy a truckload of calves at a time.
Yeah.
And I primarily used farm credit, but even my line of credit there, like used to, I was like, 50,000 will be enough.
Yeah. Not anymore.
Not to buy the same number of calves, which is good and bad in a way. That's what, actually, and it wasn't like me really planning or doing it for this reason. I'm not buying calves this year, which I did spend a bunch of money buying some bred cows. But my brother, really putting a pencil to it these last week or two, because normally right about now is when he'd be getting ready to buy. He's like, I can't make it pencil out.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it can, but it's going to be tight margins because you're having to pay, a 600-pound, even buying them as bulls and cutting them.
Yeah.
There's not that much discount to buy a bull rather than a steer. And like, man, and then you look at what a 750, 800-pound steer is selling for, and that's really big money, but it's just not, you're having to pay so much for them, even at 600 pounds. He's like, I don't know. I was like, well, I might have, again, not even by, it wasn't like I was planning ahead, and that was totally the primary factor why I decided to go, just heavy into mama cows. But
I thought you were saying the cocaine. I've been thinking about going heavy into that.
Well, I stopped.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
It is. And I don't really need one.
You don't need a cocaine?
I don't need a cocaine habit, that's for sure.
Oh, gotcha.
I just want to be a dealer.
Well, you got the Tim Allen mustache.
Yeah.
You knew about him.
Was that what he got busted for? I knew he had done some jail time.
Man, he almost went to jail for life.
I want a skid steer so bad I can taste it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really need one. I mean, I'm kind of telling myself like I really need one. And everybody I talk to are like, dude, if you ever run one, you will decide that you need one.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm going to be jealous if you get a skid steer.
Like, don't borrow one from somebody. And one of my good buddies just bought one. Because I started talking about it and he started laughing. He's like, I just bought one.
Is it our buddy that trades trucks every week?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's lines up.
Yeah. And he's in a new truck too. Because I met him on the road the other day. I was like, did you get a new truck? He's like, yeah.
I love it. He's always got like an excuse. Like I'll be like I'll meet him. He'll call me. Be like, man, I just met you. And I'm like, well, I can't keep up with your trucks. And he's like, well, the company I'm at, maybe, and I'm like, yeah, dude, you get a new truck like every 6 months. I can't keep up with you.
He puts a lot of miles on one, but yeah, it's like, and then I got to kind of looking at, because my wife pays the bills, and I was looking at like, what do we still owe? And I was like, damn it. I was like, I need a side hustle off of my side hustle.
Well, people make some money off of the skid steers.
Oh, well, no, and I don't have time for that. I like but like peddling some
illegal drugs.
Well, I mean, just something. Just supplying a good into a market where there's a lot of demand.
Just be a good, a friendly dealer.
Yeah. No. I'm just kidding. Keep the EA and ATF and everybody else off of us
at bay. Yeah. Yeah. See, like I've got 2 cocaine references on here. This one is, I think, the better one for that. Then
it's called cocaine, and you don't want no part of this shit.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's more wise guidance for everybody. But yeah, now I don't remember how we got on the cocaine, but did we do a cocaine reference last week? I don't remember.
Yeah. You slipped one in there. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So I was kind of looking, like I said, things have been a little quiet in the ag sector right now because everybody's kind of been froze in place.
Well, they've been quiet, and then was it yesterday I sent you that video, the James O'Keefe?
Oh gosh, yes, yeah, I forgot about that.
That came out of nowhere. Which
James is going to get murdered.
Well, and all those people he was interviewing, it was like,
they're definitely going to get killed
because they were spilling the beans, and it was all
give us a rundown of what that is.
So if you're not familiar, originally he was Project Veritas.
Yep.
But something went sideways there.
I don't know. He really liked pretending to be a gay man and going on dates with the people that were gay.
So it's James O'Keefe for people who don't follow them. But basically for years, they've done like these undercover investigations, not.
What is he now? Just James O'Keefe?
It's OMG. It's O'Keefe Media Group, I think.
That's right. But, I'd love to get him on and talk about this.
And so like anytime there's like a lot of, like after the election, like they would go undercover and talk to and he's usually, very conservative biased.
Or
not biased, but
just he sees things from a conservative lens.
Yeah. And they would like have these election workers and a lot of times he would have somebody go on a date with them or something. And, they get to drink and be like, oh yeah, we completely cheated in that election. Like they were openly admitting to it. And he would have this all like videoed and whatnot. And then, there was all kinds of different ones. They'd be like talking to people at CNN. Remember, it may have been after they got Biden elected.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, yeah, well, now our big shift, for the last 4 years, it's just all been to, very biased against Trump. Now we're going to shift towards climate change. That's going to be the big thing. We're really going to push now.
Yeah.
And how all that, just getting them to openly admit all this stuff. And the Planned Parenthood, like undercover with them, like admitting to selling baby parts and like,
it was crazy. It was crazy.
And so they were at CattleCon. And,
is that where that happened?
Yeah, it was at CattleCon in Nashville. It was a long video.
Okay. I didn't get to watch all of it.
I saw it on Instagram. I immediately, because I was like, I'm not going to sit here and watch this on my phone. I put it on TV, and they have a YouTube channel. And it was like a 16, 20-minute video, something like that.
Yeah.
So they had somebody undercover there that talked to, I don't know, at least a half dozen different people, a couple of like big time cattle feeders. They were like, pretty much, it was all highlighting the big four. And again, that's something we talk about
all the time.
We don't go more than 2 or 3 episodes without talking about it. But I was like, wow, like it's always been like within the ag and specifically within the cattle, kind of sphere. Everybody knows the big four and how big of a problem they are. But I was like, man, this is now making it to like mainstream, like,
which is exciting.
Non-ag. Oh yeah. And I don't know if you call him mainstream because they're still like an alternative media.
But he's probably got, it's a bunch of views.
Oh, yeah. And he is not ag at all. In fact, he was dressed up kind of ridiculous. He was trying to like fit in there at CattleCon.
Was he like Lloyd Christmas and Dumb and Dumber?
Close.
Oh, shit.
He actually wore the cowboy hat real well, but it was like his shirt. Like
did he have the tassels hanging off of his shirt?
Not quite, but it was pretty loud and he looked pretty flamboyant. But this guy was like, oh yeah. I mean, they said, JBS, the Batista brothers, like they are the Brazilian mafia. All right. And that's not even an exaggeration.
Yeah, I think that wasn't that basically his exact words.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, they are the mafia in Brazil. And just laying out the big four and how, there is price fixing, there is collusion. Like you can't really prove it, but everybody knows it. I mean, it's the worst kept secret in all of ag.
I'm trying to see if there's any updates on that.
They were just kind of high, and I really haven't seen it shared widely. Like I thought, because I guess I don't know when exactly they published all that, but I just saw it yesterday.
Yeah.
And I was assuming it had just kind of, was released because CattleCon was just a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, maybe. I kind of thought it might've been a big story, but I think it was kind of, I don't know, from the ag media perspective, they're like, yeah, this is the same story. Like I said, we talk about this all the time. Wasn't any new information. It was just the fact that a more broad media source was now, aware of it. And I was like, well, that's pretty cool.
I want to see what
the people, outside of ag are now, aware of what's going on.
Yeah. See, he's got 1.6 million followers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, dude, yeah, that's big. I mean, it's been shared almost 4,000 times, 10.6.
Yeah, just that. And that's just
on Instagram. It has 223,000 views. I'm sure it's on like X and everything as well.
Oh yeah. But
JDR Farms. This guy says, what did he say? Something about it. Oh, he is kind of flamboyantly dressed.
But it was, I thought that was.
What is it? Okay. He said, yeah, the Batista family is basically the Brazilian mafia, straight up from whoever Scott Cruzmark is from JDR Farms. That dude's probably dead. Like he's probably already dead.
Well, and I was like, man, yeah, it's got 43,000 plays on YouTube. Yeah, it's a 16-minute long video.
Yeah.
Except, he wasn't, it would probably be a lot worse for him if he did an interview, but they were literally sitting at a bar talking. He had no idea he was being recorded, which is a little bit, I don't know. I don't want to say sleazy, because these guys aren't the bad guys.
Yeah.
But like none of them would have been willing to go on camera and say all these things about the Big Four meat packers.
Yeah. Good God. Yeah. No, I mean, we've had a guy on the show here that was affiliated with JBS. Wasn't it JBS?
Yeah.
And he spoke very highly of them.
Yeah.
And Bobby Lee and I were picked up. And this is no shade at the guy, but we just picked up. We were like, we're not going to push this one because his response let us kind of know this guy's he ain't going to throw no shade.
And he wasn't still associated with them any longer, but yeah.
I think there may have been a dude off camera with a gun to his head. So he was very cautious with his words.
Yeah.
I wanted to look and see. I wonder, do you think this is going to have actual effects?
I think the biggest effect is just more awareness from the general public that wow, we have a real problem, and maybe that'll be enough to get the attention of lawmakers. But man, it's definitely the price fixing and collusion between them, clearly illegal.
Yeah.
The fact that our system has allowed for the meatpacking industry to get so consolidated to the point where 4 companies control 85% of the market. In a way, those 4 companies, I don't blame them. They took advantage of the system. And some of that is, probably unfairly they used, because these big companies love all the regulations.
Oh yeah. Well, like we've said, it makes it a lot harder on the independent guy.
Right. Because they can sift through all the regulations.
An easy one to talk about would be, I have people periodically ask me if you sell, they'll call me and they'll be like, hey man, is Bobby Lee, does he sell, can I just buy some ground beef from him or buy some steaks? I'm like, well, you can, but you got to buy the whole cow. And they're like, really? And I said, yeah, legally he's not allowed to sell cuts of meat. And they're like, that's retarded. And I'm like, it is retarded. You ought to be able to, in my opinion, if you want, we've said before, you accept the risk of buying from somebody if you buy independent. And actually on that note, all right, me and you both have been through, I got my little sign up over there, Tennessee Master Beef Producer. That was back when me and you went through it. That would have been back in probably 2009 when we went through it the first time, back when we actually went over Braden area.
Yeah, it may have been a little more recent than that, but yeah, it was maybe 10, 11, 12, somewhere in there. Yeah, it's been a while.
One of the things that I remember was that dude, and I've for some reason, I've remembered this ever since. The dude, one of the speakers that came, he said, do not eat your cheeseburger with pink in the middle. And he was like, when they grind up a burger, bacteria is introduced to the meat.
There's just so much surface area
Yeah.
in the ground. I mean, it's infinite surface area compared to, a primal cut.
So I saw a dude today, and he had a pack of ground beef. This was on Instagram.
Yeah,
Did I send it to you?
I don't know if you sent it to me or I just saw. Yeah, I think you did send it to me. He was eating raw ground beef.
Raw ground beef. Why in the hell would you do that? Like there is some people claim like, oh, well, raw, it has greater nutrient benefits. If that's the case, it's very minimal. Like it is so minimal that I would say the risk does not even come close to outweighing the reward. Like I just can't. I don't understand it.
Well, and kind of back to that. What he didn't get into, which I understand, because he's putting this out there for the general public.
Oh yeah,
not just within the cattle industry, because people in the cattle industry aren't. No, it didn't really blame the NCBA, for now being pretty much in bed with the Packers.
Well, like I said, the general public wouldn't even they wouldn't understand that.
Right, they'd be like, I don't know who the NCBA
but our
is.
listeners, they know. Damn it!
It would have been nice if he had said, and this is the largest, at least what they claim, by membership industry group, and they now support legislation that favors the meat packers oftentimes. Like they fight against the Prime Act, which would allow me to potentially sell beef.
I was going to say, you have to elaborate on that.
Prime Act, I don't have the bill in front of me, but basically would allow me to sell meat without it being from a USDA inspected facility within the state, or it would allow the state to decide if you could do it. It wouldn't be, as long as I didn't sell it across state lines, more or less. I might not have those exact details. But
so the buyer accepts responsibility. Like they're accepting or what would be the word? They're accepting the risk.
Yeah, assuming the risk, whatever. But like NCBA's fought tooth and nail against that. At the time that I talked to the Tennessee Cattlemen's Association, that was one of the times when I finally it said I wasn't going to be a member anymore. They're like, no, we can't support that. I'm like, what? But yeah, basically it would be up to the individual state to then say, we'll allow people in Tennessee or Arkansas, Mississippi, wherever, to do that as long as they sell it just within the state. And different things like that. And didn't hit on the beef checkoff and how pretty much the NCBA gets almost all that money. And it's the producer's money that pay that to them. And it's not voluntary at all. And then they use that money to lobby oftentimes against the producer when they fight against things like the Prime Act.
When you sell
cool and the Cattle Price Discovery and Transparency Act and all these things that the NCBA fights against, because those would be, the meat packers are against them. They wouldn't be good for the meat packer. They'd be good for the cattleman, the rancher.
Now, when you sell cattle, the beef checkoff is automatically withdrawn. Like they don't send you a bill and tell you to pay, correct?
So when you sell through like a livestock auction, like I take my cows to the sale barn.
Yeah.
The sale barn is required to take it out.
Yeah.
Like I don't.
Well, I know, like if me and you were, like if you sold me 5 head, then obviously, but aren't we technically supposed to?
Oh, and buddy, they somehow know oftentimes because I do sell some private treaty sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Like I guess it was emails I'll save the next one I get. It'll be like from the beef checkoff, say, have you sold cattle recently? Private treaty basically. I'm supposed to stroke a check for, I think in Tennessee.
Is it $1 a head?
$1 a head. I think there was a book written by that name kind of talking about it, but $1 a head to the national beef checkoff. And then most states, like in Tennessee, we have a state beef checkoff, which is 50 cents. Which, $1.50 a head, especially right now, you're selling calves that are worth $2,000+ a head.
But it's the premise.
Right.
It's the premise. It's not even going to benefit you. It's going against you.
In many cases, it is. And the beef checkoff funded, again, people our age remember like back in the 90s, the beef, it's what's for dinner.
The old maroon truck that I'm going to plan to rebuild. It's still, I think.
Oh, you can still get the big checkoff stickers. But yeah. Like you used to see those commercials like on TV.
Sam Elliott.
Yeah.
Beef. It's what's for dinner. Like he would do the thing.
Have the little symphony.
Yeah. And it was bad. It was a badass commercial.
And now it's like, because that's what the whole, supposed, where those funds go to is promoting beef to the public. Like putting ads in newspapers and on TV.
But they put them in Beef magazine.
Well, and that's all because they're buying favorable press.
Yep.
Yeah. And so it's like, why would the Beef Checkoff be putting an ad in a beef magazine?
I was gonna say, you're advertising, you're promoting beef to beef producers.
Yeah, but
they already are fans of beef. You don't have to convince them.
Well, one place you won't find a negative article about the Beef Checkoff being misused.
It was in the Beef magazine.
It wasn't any of those magazines.
And I used to love getting those magazines. Like I can remember always just thinking the beef magazines were cool. Like they were just cool magazines.
But yeah, like we talked about it. In terms of like Tennessee Cattlemen's Association, and they're an affiliate of the NCBA. I've actually rejoined again. This is like the third time I've been like, all right, I'm going to join again. I'm going to try to.
I've made contact.
Try to reach back out.
We may be having. This is nothing set in stone, but I actually talked to him today on Instagram.
Maybe
we may be getting their president on. Because
I'd love to. I want to be part of the solution and not just a bitcher and a moaner. But anyway,
that's what to give maybe a little credence to Tennessee Cattlemen's. We had, you guys have heard us talk about them on the show, and like I said, how they've kind of catered NCBA. Well, we made a clip, and it was on our Instagram, and actually Tennessee Cattlemen's commented. They responded to us, and they were actually like, "We're sorry that we feel like did you feel like we have not represented cattlemen? We are changing leadership, and we're hoping to move more in that direction." And so I was like, well, we'll give them a chance.
I think it's gotten more and more, and I hope it's because people like us that are shouting from the mountaintops what's been going on. But where it's harder for them to ignore, just put their head in the ground and say, no, the NCBA can do no wrong. Even though they're a state affiliate, they can, like, they're not obligated to do whatever.
All right, but what it's got me thinking, because it's like, okay, the NCBA, we talked about them. We basically have learned that you almost can't infiltrate the NCBA. And so I actually was thinking about this because we're going to talk to TCA at some point, Tennessee Cattlemen's.
Yeah, you probably need to start local level.
Stay level.
Work your way up. Yeah.
If you could get enough people, like if our listeners, and like they go and they kind of rally their state, I almost feel like, I'm like, man, if you could rally a lot of these state organizations, it's going to kind of chop the feet out from underneath the NCBA.
And there are some state organizations that are much more aligned with what is good for their cattlemen than in the NCBA. I mean, I would assume probably kind of doesn't really like those state, even though they're an affiliate with them. Again, I'm going to sit here. I'll say this too. The NCBA does some good stuff. Tennessee Cattlemen's Association, I think, does a lot of good things.
Yeah.
But when it comes to issues that, the meat packer wants the legislation to be shot down or passed, whichever, and the cattleman is on the other side of it, at least the national group, NCBA, always pushes whichever way is going to benefit the meat packer.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Tell you something cool this weekend. I was in Franklin. I went for the Tennessee Farm Bureau's Young Leaders Conference.
Did you get the keynote address?
I did. I took my shirt off. But yes.
Twist it around your head.
I did. Well, I opened with this quote.
You're a fucking quiet boy compared to me. A quiet boy.
That's what I opened with.
You just went ahead and let them all know that this next generation's soft.
That's right. I said, you lack discipline. Discipline. It was actually really good. I'm going to tell you, I was scared shitless.
Dude, I know I would have been. I hated giving speeches in speech class to like 20 people.
People think that, and I'm not saying I won't do it again.
Which it was for the young cat, which I guess they're all adults. Like, you could have had your little whiskey before you went up there.
I honestly don't think they'd have cared. I really don't think they'd have cared.
Because when I say young cat, like I immediately think kids, but no, these are adults.
Yeah, they were like, most of them were probably within 5 years of my age. I mean, some of them were the same age as me. Some of them were older than me. But it was a really cool thing getting to meet some of these people, because there was one dude I was talking to. His family still runs a dairy, and they're sixth generation. Like, he's the sixth generation. And dairies are cool to me because, man, they're like the they're like the last ones hanging on. Like dairy is one of those industries that has been essentially just scalped by the big industry and big corporation.
Oh, that's one. I mean, that's within cattle. That's one where, you know, the get big or get out.
Yeah, it absolutely gobbled them up. And so he was like, yeah, I don't remember how many head he said they do, but he was like, and I'm thinking it was like 150 head.
And that's, you know, nowadays that's really small.
Yeah. And that's what he said. He was like, oh, we're small time, but like, it's just something cool, man. Like I talked to them.
Even though for a family, like that is a full-time job.
Oh shit. Yeah.
I mean,
could you imagine milking 150 head of cattle every day?
Well, you hear all these people like on Shark Farmer podcast, you know, he interviews all these farmers and talk about how, like, you know, kind of same situation, you know, it'd be like a 6th generation dairyman. Be like, yeah, growing up, my parents never
went on vacation.
Like they never left for more than like one night.
Yeah.
Like they would get somebody that can milk cows. Like if there was a family member had a wedding out of town, they would milk cows on Saturday morning, leave town to go to the wedding, have somebody that could milk on Saturday night. But then they would drive back like after the wedding or like maybe one night and like, no.
Yeah.
Like never can leave town. Like it's every day, twice a day, every day.
One of our, I'm sure you dealt with him. I know you knew him very well because hell, I know your dad and him were really tight.
Yeah.
But great guy. His family, I'll never forget. He was who did my first farm loan. And this guy's family, when he was growing up, they ran a dairy. I farmed the ground.
The way up into his, yeah, I mean, and as an adult, like that's what he was a dairyman.
Yep. And I farmed the ground that they did it on. And it's a beautiful place. But I'll never forget, man, me and him were talking up there one day. And he said, man, Logan, he's like, I was so damn glad whenever we got out of the dairy business.
I'd heard him tell that story about when they finally sold the cows and you know how it was.
He was just like, dude, he said, morning, night. He said, all the time. He said, it's your life. And so, I mean, I give major kudos to the dairy guys. I mean, they work. They work.
Yeah.
I mean, and so, but it was really cool. But yeah, man, it was funny. Like I had never done a keynote speech. So I was kind of like, I had kind of prepped. And I had outlines. I was like, I'm not going to write a speech because I don't want it to be like, you know, so stiff. And, man, I'd kind of practice the outline. Like when I got there, I went up in the hotel room. I got there a couple hours early and I was kind of like walking. I was kind of doing the speech. Man, I was so loose, so calm. I was like, man, this is going to be pretty good. I'm going to do all right. And, man, I get down there and it was, I don't know, it was 150 people in the room. And, I'm mic'd up and I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm standing there.
You weren't at a podium. You could kind of walk around and like. They
had a little stage and it had a podium and I could have walked around because the mics were lapel mics. So I was able to move around. So in my head, I'm like, you know, I'm gonna walk around, kind of be lively. Nah, shit, man. I stayed right there at that podium. Like I got up there and the girl had come up.
You didn't want to like trip and fall.
I didn't want to trip and fall. And I was like, the podium is like my safety blanket. Like I was like hanging on to the podium, but,
white knuckle.
Yeah. And man, cause the dude had told me, he's like, man, 30 to 40 minutes. And I'm like, damn, 40 minutes is a long time by yourself. Like,
yeah,
you know, me and you, we've talked for 43 minutes, but like we have a person to bounce conversation off of.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, how am I going to stretch this thing out to 40 minutes? And which he had told me, it's like, you know, if you go a little less, that's fine. If you go a little more, that's fine. Whatever, man. He's like, you know, just do what you do. So I did what I did. And dude, I was like, my heart was pounding. Shit, I mean, it is crazy. Like I was thinking about it, I'm like, it is wild how scary it is. And when I first started, I told him, I said, look, guys, I said, I'm a storyteller, I'm a talker. I said, but I'm looking into cameras. I said, I ain't looking at nobody whenever I'm talking. I said, so this is outside of my element. And it went good. I did close. I got a couple of laughs. I made fun of you cattle guys a couple of times. The majority of people in there were cattle guys. And I don't remember what I said. I was like, something along the lines of like, I knew I was coming to talk to some cattlemen. I saw a couple of Lamborghinis and stuff parked out in the parking lot when I was walking in. But I closed. I was like, I gotta put a little touch in there. So at the end, I said, I want to quote a late great philosopher. and that is Mr. Ozzy Osbourne when he said, you can't kill rock and roll. And I said, I feel like that about agriculture, man. You can't kill agriculture. And that was kind of my close. So, I mean, it was good, but I was scared, man. It was nerve wracking as hell.
Yeah.
You got to do the next one.
Yeah. I don't know. Doing the live podcast, a couple we've done, like I said, it's both of us, even though it's a live audience.
It's still nerve wracking.
Yeah. But I thought that's gone pretty well, but like just me up there giving a speech. Yeah. I don't know about that.
Yeah. Like I said, I think now I would do the next one. And I ended up actually I did 25 minutes because I started my timer on my watch. And I looked down, and as I was closing, it was at 25 or 26 minutes.
I'm going to go ahead and say probably most people there, because typically when you go on speeches, you're like, oh, this dude doesn't get long-winded.
Yeah. Well, that's what I got done. And I walked back there to the media guy, and it was actually the same dude that did, he ran the media and videoed us when we did the root of the matter.
Yeah.
And so I said, man, he said 40 minutes maybe, but I said, I went 25. I said, I hope that's all right. And he said, that's actually like the perfect time. He said 20 to 30 minutes. He said, you go longer than that, you better be explosive as hell. He was like, because people are going to start getting bored. Yeah. And I said, well, good. So he was like, you actually hit he was like, that's the perfect time. So, it's kind of one of them things. It's reps, man. I mean, that if I do more, it'll get easier.
Yeah, the next one won't be.
But I'm hoping it's a little ways off maybe before I do that again. Yeah. So, but no, it was really cool, man. It honestly was encouraging. Just seeing people that are like, as shitty as things are in ag, like people were still fired up about ag. Yeah. Like, I mean, it is such a cool thing. I mean, me and you, we talked about the farm show last week. I'm not going to go way back into that, but I felt energized. I think I told you that. I was like, dude, I just feel good. Like I'm just energized. You're seeing all the people, all the industry. It's like, man. And I saw today, we were talking about, you commented back to some people, and it may have been where Theo Vaughn had RFK on, and they were talking about glyphosate. Yeah. And some people were like, well, they need to just let it go and let the farmers like go broke or something. Well,
no, somebody had commented, they're like, we can subsidize, because RFK made the comment that
need an off ramp kind of thing.
Theo kind of asked me, he's like, well, so we're allowing farmers to keep using this thing that we know is making us sick, which of course, RFK is definitely in that camp. I'm saying, we really don't even know that. Like it's speculated, but really can't or has not.
It's not verified.
Been proven. He's like, why don't we just take it away? He's like, well, 80% of farmers will go broke. Yeah. And somebody commented like, well, we give all this money away. Like we could give the farmers the money to keep them afloat. And
that's right.
Well, first of all, I don't think the farmers really want that, but I didn't make that point. I was like, it's not that. I mean, that would be, I appreciate you not wanting the farm, not being one of the assholes like, let them all, go broke. We don't care.
There was plenty in the comments.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And I was like, I shouldn't even comment. I was like, no, I got to make this good point. I was like, it wouldn't be that. It's like the cost of goods across the board, it wouldn't just be your food, would skyrocket. Yeah. And we've hit on that before. And I don't know. But then I told myself that I'm not going to keep going back because I knew I would get pushed back on that. Yeah.
But the thing that you said, or that I think you said in there, was it's not just farmers that this would affect. And I took it, damn, there goes a mouse, son of a bitch, running across the floor over there. The thing that gets me is, all right, all those industries that were at the farm show, a large portion of those are row crop industries. Okay, let's say the farmers.
Oh, it would have a ripple effect.
It would be wild, the amount of thousands of people that would lose their jobs.
Oh, it would go. I mean, it would affect entire economies. Like,
there would be towns
it would affect the economy as a whole for the entire country. But like, yes, especially in these rural areas, like everything would be affected.
I was gonna say, dude,
not just the farmer.
Yeah. It would cause, honestly, I'm going to say there would be some entire towns that would probably totally shut up and shop.
Oh, yeah. Well, you've already seen it where just the consolidation in ag, a lot of these smaller towns like in Arkansas, used to, because you used to have,
independent seed companies and all this stuff.
Yeah. And used to have, I don't know, 10 times as many farmers in these areas that all worked, smaller blocks of ground. And now it's just consolidated so much. And yeah, you've lost all to the point where a lot of these towns just have dried up.
Yeah.
The effects of that have reached so much further. And then I also made the point that what they didn't really talk about, which was just a short clip, of course, from I guess.
Yeah, I haven't listened to the full episode.
I was like, this was also simply we can't get totally away from it immediately, but we're going to bring some of the manufacturing.
I saw where you made that point. Yeah,
the glyphosate. Yeah, so at least we're not buying it out of China. So anyway, but yeah. Well, that's another one we could talk about. I mean, like I said it last week, I'm so tired of talking about glyphosate.
I know, and unfortunately, it won't be the last time.
Well, but what about what'd you think about the new John Deere tractor, the new big release they've been building up to for the last month or two?
I saw
the 8R540.
I was telling Dad, I showed him a little video of it today. 8RX 540, and I don't know. There was something you could actually it said you could get up to 634 horsepower.
Yeah, everybody said that too.
Yeah,
which I guess the big thing, because John Deere has made tractors with that much horsepower, but
they're always 9 series. This is a first 8 series.
Not ever in that size frame.
Yeah,
not the big, articulated like massive tractors.
Yeah, man.
But and I know like Deere is. Arguably, probably not even arguably, but the biggest ag equipment company on the planet.
Oh yeah.
And so they're always got to be innovating and looking for new things. But I'm like, because that is a row crop tractor. I mean, I guess, maybe some specialty crops, maybe they can use it too.
It's going to be row crop. Yeah. It's row crop.
And the row crop economy is just in as bad a place as it's been in a long, long time right now. So like, part of me is like, seems almost a little bit tone deaf, but you almost wonder if they wouldn't have been like, guys, the engineering team, we know we've been working on this, been targeting 2026 Commodity Classic. We're going to roll this thing out. Maybe best if we maybe wait till next year. Like dude, maybe
every comment section, and these are on farm pages and stuff that I'm on. It's a bloodbath for John Deere. People are talking about this tractor and they're just because one guy actually, they have not released prices yet.
Oh yeah, that's what everybody's.
And some dude shared an AI.
It'll be closer to $1 million than $500,000.
It's going to be projected. It's going to be around 800,000. And then if you probably got you could, with some of the features, you could probably get that thing up to $1 million.
Well, and that's because of course there's a lot of influencers that work with them. A lot of them people I like and respect, but still, they were, of course, all of them were doing their walk around videos with it, and putting out their official post and stuff that I'm sure they had to do. And a few of them even said, it might be a while before I could afford it on my farm. And I didn't bust any of their balls over it, but everybody's like, yeah.
I was trying to look. What is
need to wait till there's some out there with about 5,000-6,000 hours on them.
I will never afford one of those tractors. That's what I was.
Oh man, you don't know what this farm economy is going to do in the next 2 or 3 years.
But in the next 2 or 3 years, yeah. Well, that's what you had tagged me on something. You were like, need some of them $15 beans. And I said, shit, I need $20 beans for that thing.
Shit. And if that happened, John Deere, that price tag would go to
it'd be 1.5 million for that thing. I used to have a loan calculator on here, but I don't know what I've done with it. But the craziest part to me is on these, a tractor, historically, now on a brand new one, you typically could finance it 7 years. Yeah. So you think you buy a tractor for, let's just say you get a deal. Let's say you get it for $800,000, 7 years financed at 0% interest. That's over $100,000 a year.
Yeah, it's easy, man. There's no interest.
How in the hell, man?
Because like I say, and I've determined I cannot buy one right now, but on these skid steers, everybody's offering 0% interest right now. I think you got to go just 48 to get 0%.
Yeah.
If you go 60, you have to pay 1.
But I'm not even, it's funny, dude. I remember back in the day, whenever a company was unveiling a new tractor or something, I would get pumped up. I was like, man, I can't wait to see it. I don't care.
It was always
this is what I'm going to have one day.
Yeah. In 2 or 3 years, I'm going to probably need to get one. Somebody's trading it back in with a couple thousand hours on it. But yeah, those things are.
I'm like, I'll never own one of those. I mean,
it's like the X9 combine.
I don't even give a shit about the X9. I know people that are they like brag about the X9s and stuff. I'm like, I honestly don't give a shit about your X9. Like, don't mean nothing to me. It don't even like the cool factor don't even mean nothing to me.
Part of me even felt a little bit bad for deer because I was like, God only knows how much money. I mean, they might would even share that they had invested in developing and the marketing, getting ready to roll this thing out. And then, I mean, deer doesn't want the ag economy to be as bad as it is right now. But I was like, man, and I know at these farm shows, it's always about the biggest and baddest thing you can have out there to grab all the attention. And I think that tractor, I'm sure in the coming days, we'll probably get to talk to some people because we know a bunch of people that were there. But I would say that if I was guessing, probably kind of stole the headline of the whole show.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Which was deer's plan all along. It's,
I heard they had titty dancers around it and stuff.
Probably so. But yeah, you don't get to be deer without being pretty good at marketing. But at the same time, it's like, man, it was a little bit of a bummer that they had to have known, like their PR department was like, we're going to get roasted on social media over rolling out a tractor like this
right
in an
now.
Economy where these people are literally just trying to hang on for.
What would Deere has a major black eye right now because of one, the right to repair thing they're getting slaughtered over, and then just their prices are out of touch. I'm gonna tell you, man, like if next year at Commodity Classic or whatever, if they wanted to like get the farmers back on their side, then they would unveil a tractor that's like the 8X, 250 horsepower, or maybe even 275. Like it's got a little more horsepower, but it's the bare bones tractor. And they're like, look, like if they acknowledge, like, guys, we get it, man. The economy sucks. Like farming's tough.
Well, maybe they will.
And maybe they will.
I'm not going to hold my breath, but
that's where I think if a company would come out with that, and I mean, a $200,000 tractor. I know that's still a lot of money. Like I can't afford a $200,000 tractor right now. But if they came out with one like that, like you said, man, I'm like, well, and maybe, maybe in a few years I could get that tractor. But I just don't know, man. It is. I think a lot of companies are tone deaf. I've been getting prepared for this season. I've been meeting with my seed guys and my chemical guys and talking about everything. And I'm gonna tell you, man, it is. These companies have tightened up the reins. I was talking to two different reps, and their prices are neck and neck. I mean, it's like they're right there. Like everybody has tightened down. Yeah. The part that kind of sucks for some of these guys is the manufacturers are not tightening down. Like it's the middle guys that are having to I know they have a profit margin figured in. They're having to shave off that to try to come down because they're all kind of competing now. So I don't know, man. It's still a very interesting time in agriculture.
Hey, which this will probably be a little smaller, but I swung by dealership yesterday because I wanted to look at skid steers that I can't afford. But Kubota, they had a M8 like 20 something, like 200 horsepower tractor. I was like, dang.
Did you go check it out?
I did not go get on it. It was actually in for like service.
Yeah. So it wasn't a new one like for sale.
It was not brand new.
Is that the biggest one they make? You said?
Yeah. And actually, I was talking to my salesman, and Versatile actually makes it.
Really?
Okay. Which he's like, I'm kind of surprised they do that because.
So does it have a Cummins motor?
Yeah. I didn't get that. I don't know. It wasn't. I was just like, oh, that's neat, And he was like, yeah, he's like, and I'm kind of surprised, like, because everything else Kubota, like, they don't put their name on something else, but on those really big ones, or just like the biggest one.
This is pretty crazy on the prices of those. Now, 200 horsepower would be a little low for like what we do, but they're getting they're getting closer. And I'm assuming they may be going to try to increase that and get bigger. But like this here says a brand new M8-201, which is their 201 horsepower.
That's what this one was. I thought it was a 201.
Yeah. It says the price is between 109 to 168. That's pretty cheap for a 200 horsepower tractor.
Damn. Which, the one, I would assume it's closer to the 168 because hell, you can spend that much on it.
It says they're often priced about 136 to 150.
Really?
Yep.
That's less than I would have expected.
Yeah.
I didn't go jump on it, which I wouldn't have known because I hadn't been on a 8R or anything to even compare what features on the inside look like.
I'd kind of like to go see how they stack up.
Yeah.
Because I mean the R series, that's John Deere's bread and butter. Even the little tractors now, they got like the R of those. And like I said, man, look, we pick on John Deere. 90% of my stuff is John Deere. Like I run my combine, my tractor, my little tractor is John Deere. My bush hog is John Deere. Now, I will say this. Part of that reason is because I like our dealership for John Deere. They got a good sales rep down there. I like dealing with them. So, I mean, our Tennessee tractor, so I deal with, I like those guys. So, I mean, the dealership has a big piece in that. And I like our case dealer. We got H&R AgriPower in Brownsville. I like those guys. So, I mean, I like our dealers around here. But in all honesty, the dealers have more impact on what I buy than the company.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Like if we had a killer versatile dealer around here, I'd probably try one. I'd love to try one.
And that's why I've been, steadily just about everything I bought lately, because I've started off with a lot of used stuff. Anything I bought new and some used, I go to my Kubota guys.
Yep.
It's mainly because the dealership I use, they knock it out of the park.
Yep. Yeah, and that makes a big difference. So I don't know, guys. It's I feel like there was one other thing I wanted to talk about for this week. What was that? Because like I said, I've been booking some. I did book some. I did book some beans today for $11.35.
Yeah.
So bean prices are kind of ticking up. I asked my little.
Where do you think your break even is?
It's a lot less than that.
Yeah.
I was, I've been running all kinds of cash projections. I mean, too, if break even meant that I could pay all the bills that are due this year plus what I've rolled, my break even would be like $15. But I don't anticipate paying all that back.
But to at least make some money this year.
To at least not come up negative for this year. To cash flow on paper, I'd have to look. It's probably because, man, I've been aggressive. I've shared on here. I sold my sprayer, and I've paid off some stuff, and I've got like some hard numbers. And this is one thing I do like urge guys. Like if one of the nice things about dealing like with Helena has a team of guys. And I know some people are like, well, they're salesmen. Well, I have my numbers. I know what numbers I need to hit. And so I can go to them and like the agronomist side, I can be like, look, man, here's the bushels I need to hit. Here's the hard line. I just can't go above this line on my costs. And it's like, how can we make it get in that range? And we'll work with them. And oftentimes they've come in below that hard number that I give on, fertilizer or something like the chemical is something I can try some generic or I can buy from them. I compare prices. I'll tell you, seed, by the time you get seed and put treatment on it, they're all pretty damn close on beans.
They're competing with each other. It's like on the veterinary side, we have two distributors that I primarily use. Third one, whatever. Like sometimes, like if I'm going to order something, I'll go to all three of their websites to see. They're all within like just a few dollars, and it's usually basically identical.
Oh yeah,
because they know they're competing with each other and they know what their competitors selling it for. Yeah,
and that's one of the things I was telling somebody. Now, corn seed has it's got some pretty big variance. You can get some seed a whole lot cheaper. And I'm going to experiment a little bit, like not dangerously, because this is not a good year to experiment. But like our friend Matt Griggs has talked about bumping your corn population back, 2,000 population per acre. In the grand scheme of things, it's not like going to be detrimental to your yield, may not even affect your yield, but you might save 10, 15. By the end of the season, you might end up saving 15 or 20 bags of corn at $285 a bag. That's pretty good little savings.
Yeah.
It's, I was bad about in years past, if row cropping makes you, it makes you dead to money because you spend so much money. You spend $500,000 or $1 million to try to make 80 grand, like at the end of the year. And so you're spending a fortune. And so then if you look at stuff, it's hard, or it's easy for you to be like, when you start looking at stuff, it's like, well, I can do that, but it's only I'm going to save $2,800, you know? And then like when in the grand scheme, you're like, hell, if I'm spending $700,000, what difference does it make if I spend $2,800? And it's an easy way to get to. And I had kind of gotten there myself. But it's like, that's not the way to be, because a $2,800 here and $2,800 there, before long, man, you're like, you turn around, it's like, oh shit, I've been shaved off $40,000.
Yeah, that 80 grand you were going to make, you know, is down to 40 grand.
Yeah. So like, I mean, that's the kind of stuff, that's the kind of changes that I'm making. And I'll tell you, like, man, my break even might be like 980. I got some real aggressive plans. And I'm not shooting for huge yields either. Like from a fertility standpoint, when we're going over goals, you know, I'm being realistic. Like, would I love to see my beans across the board average 65? I would. Are they going to do that? No. Like, I don't care if it's a perfect year. I got some fields that they just ain't going to do it. And so I'm like, let's hit a 48 bushel average or a 46 bushel average. Corn's the same way. I've got some fields that will dry land average over 200. I got some fields that if Jesus planted them himself, they would average 150. So I'm like, let's shoot for 165, one in that range. And I'm going to fertilize it for that. Because the good thing about corn and stuff, I mean, if I give it the nutrients for 160 bushels to the acre, it could still make 170 or 180 if all the other elements are right. But, you know, where it, and like, if it makes high yield and I throw everything at it, it'll make good money. But the problem is when you throw everything at it and then you don't make those yields, then you're freaking hung out to dry.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You've gone the high risk, high reward route, and, you don't get the reward.
Yeah.
You get bit by a drought or a bad windstorm comes through and you got a bunch of green snap or whatever, you know, something, it doesn't allow you to, you swung for the fences and, you swung and missed. You know?
Yes.
Or you popped out. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Before I totally lose my voice, let's do this thing.
Let me start off with 2 words: made in America.
All right, I got a different one, and it's not made in America.
All right,
but it's worth a shout out. And I was going to look and see where it's made. All right,
I think I know
Japan.
Yeah, I was about to say.
And Japan, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm actually okay with Japan because like a lot of scopes.
Well, I noticed I was like, oh, he's got a Seiko. Yeah,
dude. I've had this watch for a while, and actually there was an adjustment that needed to be made up inside of it. And so I had a guy, he's a watch guy, and he adjusted for me. So I've finally been wearing it. And man, I'm just going to tell you, it's just something about wearing, like, cause I normally had that Garmin, and I think a lot of times you wear a watch.
I got to where I don't wear a smartwatch anymore.
See, dude, it's something, you feel like a man wearing a real watch like this. Like and Seiko, I have not finished Cry Havoc, but you know, they're like, Seiko is one of the big watches that a lot of the military guys were big on in the book. Like they actually were going to gift a Seiko to this. He was like their translator or something in the book, Cry Havoc. But what is yours?
It's a Tudor.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
You got any Seikos?
I do.
Yeah.
Actually, the watch that used to kind of be my everyday, other than my smartwatch, was Seiko.
Yeah. Man, I just think they're cool watches. Yeah. And it's like I said, it's something, and they're heavy. Like, you know, before this watch, and like some guys like, man, these bastards talking about how bad things are, and he's talking about his Seiko. This watch, I think I paid, I mean, it was expensive for me. It was probably $500.
Yeah.
That's not, in terms of watches, that is not expensive. But this is I feel like it's a good, if you're interested, like getting into watches, I feel like that's a pretty good entry.
A lot of people, they describe the Seiko, it's the Toyota of watches.
Yeah.
Nice, good quality, like as good a quality as what you can spend on, you know, I don't know, where's like a
Rolex or something.
But it's gonna get the job done. Looks good still. Yeah. We get to what, $18 beans, and you
get my Rolex
$8 540, because then you'll be like, hell, I'm spending $800,000 on a tractor.
What's a $10,000 watch?
Yeah, probably more like 15 or 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what does it even matter?
But a watch is a cool thing, because a watch is something that can be handed down when you get to nice watches. Like I've got some real shitty ones that, nobody would want. But like a cool, like even this Seiko, I mean, it wasn't that expensive, but like this is a well-built, like it's a heavy duty watch. Like Levi one day might want this watch.
Yeah.
And like I always think is, there's like that legacy element that I think about. It's like, man, like my dad he's always worn the little cheap Timex.
Yeah.
And I have some Timex that I've worn, but like he usually he likes them like that because they'll quit working. He just throws them away and goes buys another one. And, but I was like, man, it'd just be cool. Like there's a part of me that wishes like my dad wore like a cool watch.
Well, I've thought about that too. Like, which is a nice watch, but it's probably not quite like a hand me down.
Yeah.
I was like, well, if I could ever, I don't know that I could ever justify having like a Rolex, just because it'd be like,
that's a big thing.
Well, I'll always be like, it's like the skid steer. I was like, and Rolex, I mean, it didn't cost, but still be a hell of a down payment on a skid steer. And like,
and you can do a lot with a skid steer.
I'm gonna get a lot more use. Like I'm always gonna have too many toys I want.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna prioritize that.
Yeah.
Or I can go buy, 7-8 more bred cows for what I spent on that Rolex. But yeah, same thing is like, man, when my son gets married or when I'm on my deathbed or something, I can be like,
here's your, here. Yeah, that's just cool, man. Like that. And that was kind of my thing with this one. And there's just something like I said, I like the metal band too. I like, which I see you got your other one has a metal band on it.
Actually my Seiko does.
Yeah. I like a metal band.
Yeah, I do too.
Like it just, like I said, man, I don't know. It's something about it. I've been wanting to get away from a smartwatch because I wore that Garmin and then I was bad too. Like if I got a text message, I was always checking it.
I still, like when my phone, like is in my pocket.
You look at it?
I'll look at my watch and be like, oh yeah.
I've been doing that.
And I hadn't worn my smartwatch in months, but it was just such a,
yeah.
And that's one reason I want to unplug a little bit.
Yeah, that was me. A little bit. Do you follow watches of espionage?
That's actually their band that I've got on this watch.
Yeah,
this one had a leather band and it was nice and I liked it, but it was just because I wear this watch all the time.
Yeah,
because like I don't want it to be like and it's not that nice of a watch where I can't like wear it working in.
Yeah,
and so I got this. I guess the nylon band.
I like their page. They're the ones that got me like interested because I think I was listening to them or watching something. They got talking about the Seiko. It's kind of like you said, like a good entry level. And that was where, man, they got me thinking about the smartwatch also because like JD Vance wears a smartwatch.
Oh, and they told me how it's a security issue.
Yeah, they're like, man, people can hack into those. And I mean, not that I have like national intelligence like level information on me, but I'm like, nobody's going to be hacking into my Seiko here.
Yeah.
So, guys,
if you like have to go on the run from the government, they can't track you.
They can't track me with my watch, and it's an automatic. So, like just the movement keeps it going. I don't know. I think it's just something cool about it. I recommend. I don't know how this is a Seiko divers watch. I don't know how what model it is, but check them out. I think they're badass watches. And while you're doing that, we want you to leave us 5-star ratings on Apple and on Spotify. Also hit that like button, hit subscribe on YouTube, and hit follow if you're listening to us on Apple or on Spotify, because we got a lot of people that listen that have not hit follow. And I know this is like little stuff. You're like, man, what difference does it make as long as I'm listening? It's little crap like that. It actually does make a difference. So please hit those buttons for us. And what else?
Exaga.com. Discount code TalkDirt20. They are starting. I'm seeing the bayonet wrap specials. I mean, that's really their bread and butter. But they got a lot of other good stuff too. If you need any kind of farm supplies, check with them first. They probably have it. You can use that discount code, save yourself $20.
Yep. Do that, guys. And we will catch you next
Your
time.
hosts, Logan and Bobby Lee. If you enjoyed this episode, we ask that you subscribe and leave a review. And we'll catch you next time.